there was an idea to bring together a podcast to see if certain movies had a lasting impact on cinema history, to see if they were keystones or copycats. This season on Keystone Copycats, Marvel Madness. Hello, and welcome to Keystone Copycats with Chris and Zach. I, of course, am your host, Zach, and he, of course, is your other host.
Bad boy.
Bed boy?
Bad boy.
No.
Not bed boy.
No, you're napping.
I'm not bed boy. I'd be sleeping.
I'm the boy in the bed. They call me bed boy.
No, I'm the bad boy. I found out that if you add bad boy to any scenario, you're getting out of it. Like if you're in trouble. Like, for instance, let's say that there is a local plumber, and he doesn't really know how gas lines work.
Is it you?
Very well. It's me. Spoiler, it's me. So my trainee was asking me a question about it. I was like, I don't know. I'll just call in and explain. He goes, yeah, but it's like gas. Isn't that lethal? I said, oh, yeah. Well, we'll just call in and say, hey, and need someone to come out here take a look at this bad boy. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, you just throw on a bad boy, and it disarms the listener.
Yeah.
And they realize it's not that severe. Like something lethal, like an explosion.
I don't know what's going on with this bad boy out here, but if you could take a look at it.
Yeah, I think I didn't hook it up right, and this bad boy's leaking, so you want to come take a look? And they're like, oh, okay, well, yeah, bad boy's leaking. That's it.
Good boys don't leak.
That's your out.
Good boys don't leak. I'll tell you that.
Actually, what happened on that job, too, is I turned the gas off for the whole place and then had to come back in to, like, do a gas sniff test.
Yeah.
And I just heard shh at the customers who were staring at the new gas line I installed, just shh. So I run and going, oh, my God, I'm about to murder them on accident. So I go in to shut the valve and I realize they had turned on the kettle, like the tea kettle, the electric one, right then, and it started steaming, and I run in the house like, oh my God, you're gonna die. So I was actually mad. I don't know if you've ever seen a plumber run in and then yell at you, the homeowner, but it's funny. It's funny for me.
I like it.
Bad boy.
You know what? Did you tell the homeowner that they were bad boys and they were going to be in trouble?
They were about to be bed boys. Dead in the sleep.
You'll be a bed boy, because you are. How many beds do you have? Just the one or several?
I got mattresses. Actually, I guess I should continue that thought.
Yeah.
I got a mattress I got to pick up.
Sure.
And remember how I was bringing furniture to work? Well,
your second home? Your vacation home?
I got a free mattress out there, in another city. Yeah. And it's being gifted to me, and they said, we're holding it, so you need to come pick it up. I said, yeah, I know, because I got to stop by work, and then eventually I'll take it home to make a wrestling ring out of it. Like that's the end game on this one. And they're like, well, hang on, why is it got to stop by the office? I said, well, I'm going to put it in that room and see how long it takes for the GM to realize someone's sleeping in there on that old mattress. So
you know what you need to do though? You need to put like a very clean sheet on it, and then like a sleeping bag. Or no, you want to have a blanket folded neatly with a pillow sitting on top of it, like you used it every night.
A coworker came up with a great idea for me. He said there's ceiling tiles in there. You pop them up and leave it kind of askew and have the pillow and blanket dangling like they're trying to hide it, and then you flip the mattress onto the wall, so it's kind of like prop, like it's not really there.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a whole living scenario.
How deep do you want to go into this? Because you could do a thing where like you like tie ropes to like the end of it and the wall,
drawbridge,
and then let it come down.
I already said it.
Like a Murphy bed.
Yeah, no, I said like a New York loft.
Yeah, you can do your own Murphy bed.
We came up with that. We got all kinds of ideas for this empty room.
Do you have an alarm clock?
I can get one pretty fast.
You need one.
I feel like they're just free. I think they're like umbrellas at this point.
Stop it. You're not George Costanza.
Everyone's got a built-in...
I bought an umbrella recently.
Holy shit, that's not interesting.
It wasn't free is what I'm saying.
Oh, why? Why'd you do that to
yourself? I bought it at We went there and we bought a bunch of like little small things. We didn't buy any furniture, just small things.
Is this the end of the story?
It's not a story.
It's
It's just a comment.
I hated it.
Well-
Every moment of it.
So I got this umbrella. It's green, you see.
I got a couple things I'm going to launch at you. Really
Okay.
just two.
Okay.
These are ideas that I had from the week.
Ideas,
And I want
okay.
you to figure out what I meant by them.
Should I dodge them or
a
try to
new-
intercept them?
It's a new little game we're playing.
Okay.
Just this once. And it's
called Let's Be Friends.
It's called What Was Steak Thinking?
Okay. Okay.
I'm Steak.
Okay.
All right. Hamburger yoga. Go.
Hamburger yoga. Now, is this like a? Are you eating a hamburger?
No,
I think
no,
you're
you
making a
gotta
hamburger.
tell me.
I think you're making a hamburger. You're in front of the grill. You're making a hamburger and doing yoga. It's for your back.
Kind of. It's a new store I want to open up. And at first it was hamburger yoga, as you do yoga
Yeah.
while you're eating kind of thing. And then I realized, no, we're going to bridge the gap of exercise people versus fast food people. And then you're going to have people that go in there. You can either do yoga or you can eat fast food. And then that's how you get the conversation started.
Do you have a drive-through?
You can't do drive-through yoga.
I don't think you can classify it as fast food if you don't have a drive-through.
Well, then
I think
we
it's
do-
fast casual.
Then we do good food quickly.
I think it's fast casual is what they
Fast
call
ca-
it.
Oh, yeah, but that's not going to, that name.
That's what they call it.
It's not going to catch fire.
Well, no, it's hamburger yoga. That's what catches fire.
Here's the thing. You can put cheese on it. Should
Well,
it be
sure.
cheeseburger yoga?
No, that's weirdly
too-
horny.
It's too demanding.
No, I don't like it.
What
I
if
don't
you-
like it.
What if you're allergic to dairy? I'm not going in there. It might make me stretch, then feed me cheese.
You're gonna stretch.
Stretch that mouth, baby.
Look, you're the owner. You have to do both.
Oh, I gotta do it?
Yeah, yeah.
I
No,
was
this is your
hoping
thing.
you would run it for me, and I
I'm
just
fucking running
I'll just
it.
give you the $5. Go
I
ahead and
want to work
find
at
the
a
property.
fast casual restaurant.
Good food quickly. All right. Number 2.
Okay. Hamburger yoga. All right.
Bear jacket.
I mean, obviously that's a big coat made out of a bear.
Okay.
But do you put your legs in as well,
No,
or is it just
no,
arms and then
no,
the legs
just-
drape down?
Just arms. Just arms. It's a regular jacket, but it's full sleeves that have the bear,
The hands.
the knuckles of the bear on there, the claws.
Yeah.
And then when you wear it, anytime you gesture to something, you have to "Arr!" like that's the thing. You talk normal until you use your arms to enunciate, but it's got to be like a bear.
Does it somehow enhance your ability to
Yes.
paw a salmon out of the river?
I mean, yeah, you got the claws.
Okay.
I mean, automatic enhancement.
I don't know.
What you do now? Tell you what, I'm a man
We'll
with
have to see.
I'm a man with answers and yoga. Well, I mean more hamburger than yoga, but
I feel like there was a period in your life where you frequently did yoga.
I'm in the hamburger phase.
Look, you had a weirdo hippie phase where you did a lot of yoga and other things like that.
I also
and you
at that
didn't
time
eat hamburgers.
At that time, I ate a pyramid of hamburgers, if you recall.
No,
That's
that was
when
the
I was
end.
Still
That was
doing
that
it.
was the end of
That was the merger.
There was a time when you ate only raw foods.
Crazy.
Yeah. We talked about you trying to take your nourishment from the sun.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we already got that out the way.
What else?
I still think, on a certain level, that I could have achieved success doing that.
So to be fair, the thing that the
Thing?
compound that plants use to metabolize sunlight, chlorophyll,
Leaf.
is a pretty big plot point in Iron Man 2,
Yeah,
which I watched.
Yeah, I did. I haven't watched it recently.
I
so
watched it
I think you're right.
after last week's discussion when I mentioned that I think The Incredible Hulk is better than Iron Man 2. I decided to watch them both for this episode so I could come in and have a definitive answer.
Do you remember after the yoga hamburger phase when I would carry around the chlorophyll and I would pull it out like an advertisement
Sure.
to recommend chlorophyll for all your daily nutrition needs?
Chlorophyll. Yeah. Tony Hawk used it.
I don't think that helped.
Hawk,
I
sorry.
drank a lot of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't do anything.
No, you also ate a lot of goji berries.
I'm pretty
and would like
sure-
rave about them.
Yeah, I didn't feel shit from
They weren't
those
very
either.
good.
I think everyone's a liar.
Yeah, they weren't very good.
I'm just drinking a Coca-Cola out of a can now. I don't care about life.
Yeah, well, at least it's not out of a bottle.
Man,
Plastic
if you would have
bottle.
offered me a Coke out of a bottle, would have been an issue.
What if I gave you one of those tall, thin, 16-ounce ones?
Oh, the plastic?
Yeah.
Nah.
Like, it's weird. Why do those
Nah.
exist?
And somehow you can down them. Even though it's
yeah,
Coke.
it's bad.
You'll get sick.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's like drinking a gallon of milk. You'll get sick.
I'd rather drink a gallon of milk.
What'd you do this week?
Oh, boy.
Did you watch a movie? I think you already
so
said
many
it.
broken cars.
Ooh, lucky.
All of our cars broke. My wife had a flat tire that we like took to get fixed, and then they were like, I asked them to look at another tire. I was like, "There's a bubble in the sidewall. Can you just take a look at that one? We probably need to replace that one too." And then it came to the point of, well, you actually need 4 new tires.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
I could have told you that.
Okay, fine.
As a salesman, I could have told you.
I know. We probably
did.
didn't need 4 new tires, but fine.
Oh,
okay.
but you wanted it.
But fine. Then we get a call. Well, one of your rims is bent. Pretty badly.
Are you explaining how cars work and how mechanics work?
This is some BS.
Yeah.
So what they tell me, you can get a Volkswagen wheel,
Yeah.
$800 to replace this one.
Okay.
Or I can get you a set of 4 aftermarket wheels for the same price.
You're talking about tires? Or
Wheels.
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 Just wheels.
Wheels.
Like
Rims.
like the Flintstone Hanna-Barbera.
So my wife
Wheels.
gets these new rims, and they're all black, and she goes and picks up her car, and she tells me, this looks pretty sharp.
Oh,
And I was like, are you my dad?
man.
Which I loved.
Nothing like an almost 40-year-old woman saying sharp. Pretty slick.
I love it. It made me very happy.
Well, let's get into this bad boy.
Which bad boy?
The incredible one. I
You
tell you
wouldn't like
what,
me when I'm hungry.
2008. How soon was this released after Iron Man?
A couple months, I believe.
Okay, I thought it was pretty close.
Let me look at the. I think that is. I mean, I think that's fairly close. Let me look it up on the IMDb.
Okay. Can I say
Yeah, just
one
keep
thing
going.
about this movie though?
Yeah,
Fucking incredible. I waited,
a little bit hulking as well.
I waited a week to say that. By the way, you got it.
I'm looking at Iron Man right now.
Oh.
Let's see.
He's building suspense.
Iron Man. No, they changed the layout on IMDb and it's stupid. May 2nd, 2008. So then, Incredible
what's fucked up?
Hulk.
This only got a 6.6 out of 10.
I mean,
67 Rotten Tomatoes.
well, that's interesting.
Yeah, I thought it did better. But
I mean, I think that's perfectly acceptable. June 13th is when it came out.
yeah, this is another
So it's
one
a little over a month.
that, like Iron Man, whenever you're done watching it in comparison to the later Marvel movies, you're
Yeah.
like, this is pretty neutered. This
Yeah.
is pretty tame
Yeah.
of a story and a build. Like nothing is really that. Like you don't feel like anything's on the line.
Yeah.
Like you know it's gonna work.
Yeah. Yeah, it's small scale, especially because like in leading up to the whole like Infinity saga. I mean, even like the Ultron, like Age of Ultron, like that's all of the Avengers movies. Like the smallest scale Avengers movie is these people have to fight an invasion.
Not a global
of
catastrophe,
space.
but a whole city is going down.
It's being invaded by
And
aliens
this one it
who
was
are
more
trying
like
to take over
a
the planet.
New York alleyway.
Kind of. It was like he was at a college.
And then a Brazilian soda factory.
Yeah. Yeah.
Poor Brazil. Again, soda factory.
Yeah. Did you want to try that soda?
Didn't you love that opener though? Going over the city, the little
Yeah.
shanty town.
Yeah, that's a cool.
That's a good
That's a
shot.
cool shot. It was really
In Brazil, the one thing they really capture in this movie is that they go through their day. Like it's not a 12-hour day in Brazil. It's like 30 seconds at a time. Because when they were shooting that chase scene, it was really going night and day. An awful lot, almost like
no. Those
it
are
was
just
an
shadows.
error.
Those are just shadows of the buildings. You don't understand how buildings work, or shadows, or the sun.
I remember thinking like, oh yeah, there's that one like the problem, kind of like in the Dark Knight Rises when they're like, they're shooting and they kind of ran out of,
Daylight?
I don't know if it was daylight or if it was ran out of nighttime.
Yep.
But either one, they're going back and forth. You're like, wait, what time is this?
Yeah.
It was a long chase scene. Very long.
Yeah.
And also, those work hours were odd.
I don't know.
And
I don't know
also,
how soda
was the
factories
attractive
work.
coworker just living below him? Was that the same woman in the shower that when he jumps and he says like, I love you or something?
He didn't say I love you.
He says something. Maybe he said thank you.
He said thank you.
Oh, wait.
That's different.
I've been getting it wrong.
Are you so like starved for affection that like you take someone thanking you, you take someone appreciating something you did as I love you?
So I got this will they, won't they thing with the Starbucks employee that I see every morning. And she's gorgeous, but she's not my type. I'm taken, so she's not, not my type. But like I keep wanting to say things because she knows my name and because it's on the order and I don't know hers, and that's not fair. So I keep wanting to say things awkwardly, like, "Hey, you're looking great today," or just something. But I'm like, I don't want her to think I'm hitting on her because I'm not, and I don't know how to talk to people. So every day I'm like, "Oh, yeah," I drive off, and it's every day I do it
because like somewhere in the back of your head is like, I know this poor, attractive service worker is like constantly hit on by shitty guys. And I don't have that intent, but if I try to say something nice, it will seem like I do. And then I won't come here ever again.
Her every day.
Yeah. You'll just have to drive 10 minutes out of your way.
Yeah. And that's not going to happen.
No.
So I just can't, like, the old me would have just gone for it and then dealt with the consequences.
Yeah.
But once you ditch yoga and become a hamburglar, like
now you're
myself,
in the hamburger phase.
You start to grow up. You know, I think that's the lesson learned.
Yeah.
After you've tried Goji chlorophyll,
yeah,
you realize don't hit on the Starbucks.
Sun feasting or whatever you call it.
That was juice feasting.
No.
Sun fasting. You get your terminology right, big boy.
Huh.
Bad boy.
Huh.
Wherever we were, so I tell people I love them all the time.
You don't. But...
I say thank you when someone says I love you.
Did you... do you have a little synopsis for us for The Incredible Hulk from 2008, directed by Louis Leterrier, starring Ed Norton, Liv Tyler, Tim Roth, and William Hurt?
I do.
Let's have it.
Oh, no, I realized I couldn't read my first word. I think I wrote sun-kissed.
I'm also like watching you, and it was like you were loading up to start talking, and I was like, oh, I got to say it.
I was about to say sun-kissed. I'm like, that's not the word. It's scientist.
Sun-kissed Bruce Banner. Ooh, he's gorgeous. He's kissed by the sun.
Sun-kissed Bruce Banner desperately seeks a cure for the gamma radiation that contaminated his cells and turned him into the Incredible Hulk.
That's incredible.
Hulk.
Wow.
I think they did a fucking great job with Lou Ferrigno in that Ed Norton makeup. Like, you couldn't even tell that was Lou.
Jeez. You know, Lou
Except
Ferrigno...
for the naked scene in the tub. Wasn't that, like, going from American History X, seeing Edward Norton nude in a tub, you're like, man, I don't want to bang you.
You talk about this a lot, but I haven't seen American History X in
how attractive
20
he was
years,
in that?
probably.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks great. Thank you. Wink. Get it?
Stop thanking him. He knows you love him.
I meant it, though. He does look a little frail in this.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was a choice for
I think it's intentional. I think it's intentional to give him a really, like, stark contrast between him and the Hulk.
I mean, obviously they made the Hulk look like a version of Edward Norton. I do like the other Hulk better.
I don't think they really did.
I do like the Ruffalo Hulk better.
So if you track
this one.
Like the actual Hulk or Bruce Banner,
Like how he looks.
So it changes throughout the movies. Like,
oh really?
In the
Hulk
first
changes?
event, yeah.
Like
because,
I mean, in the Avengers.
Yeah, because early on he was the Hulk was modeled after Lou Ferrigno. It was modeled more towards a Lou Ferrigno, and he actually did the like vocalization.
Oh, I didn't know
in the
that.
earlier movies, and I think
Isn't Avengers the first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like through those earlier appearances of Hulk, and also I believe that I think the first one where Mark Ruffalo does the actual like vocalization for Hulk, and they model it more off of his like facial structure is Thor Ragnarok.
Oh.
And you can kind of tell.
Maybe you're right.
And I think they did that to give Ruffalo more of like an actual performance within that character rather than it just being like a CG monster that like he pops in every now and then, because the Hulk is a huge part of that movie, you know?
One thing I like is that it seems like the way it's written, or at least the way it's portrayed by Edward Norton, it seems like you could have put Ruffalo in that spot and it would have been identical. I don't want to say identical performance, but the character would have come off the exact same. Does that make sense? I think the verbatim line for line, Ruffalo could have done it, and it would have seemed correct.
I think Ruffalo is a lot more subdued, and Norton is more like kind of nervous energy, twitchy, and kind of like I don't know, like.
Well, that's what I mean by like it's not that they're I don't want to say this. The portrayal is identical. I'm saying the lines used, I think, could have been interchangeable.
I mean, I think that
I think that character base.
Yeah,
is good
I think that's just writing the Bruce Banner character. I think that's the character shining through. That. Yeah, you're right about that.
One thing I really don't like about this movie and never have is the very end. That last lingering shot. On the eyes when he smirks, you're like, why did you do that? Like, that doesn't seem like it meets his mentality.
I think the idea of it, I think the smirk, there are two things.
It's supposed to be that he can control it. I got
it. Well, I think the smirk coming through, I think the smirk is like kind of the Hulk coming through in like, you know, his physicality of like, I can control this, but also like, haha, like, I don't know.
I didn't like the smirk.
Sure, but
Hate
also
the twirl.
but also part of it, I think, is that they had the idea of like the controlling, and that's the whole like reveal in Avengers. You know, like that's my secret cap. I'm always mad. Like that thing of like realizing how to control it.
I didn't.
You know,
I forgot to write it down, but there was a part where I thought he was gonna like in the plane when he jumps out, he was gonna do like, that's my secret. I'm always, and I can't remember what he used, but I was like, that would have been a good line for him, like falling to his death. That's my secret. What's her name?
Liv Tyler.
Yeah, Liv Tyler's character?
Betty.
Betty, yeah. That's my secret, Betty. I'm always blank, and then falls.
I'm always jumping out of airplanes. All right.
I like the idea that in the multiverse, there's a Hulk that only changes, but you got to throw him out of a plane for it to happen. It's very inconvenient to get him to come out. Like, it's not an emergency. Yeah. Like, oh, we need to rescue this second. Like, you're like, hang on, it's a whole. We got to fuel. We got to fuel up first.
So I think one thing that the MCU has had trouble with the Hulk character, like throughout, is his power level. You know?
Yep. Because this one definitely was weak.
The idea, I mean, he's getting beat up by Abomination and, like, getting like, oh, I'm upset. Oh, I don't know what to do. But, like, that's not how Hulk works.
Yeah.
Hulk fights and gets angrier and becomes stronger. He becomes stronger. Like, that's the whole point.
I did like, and I think we did talk about it on the show, I do like how they justified Thanos beating him so easy is because he actually, the first shot was to the throat. Like, he actually is restricting blood flow.
Yeah.
So, like, that was the attack, is that he can't breathe. So they're like, well, how did he beat him so easy? Like, if he got more mad, like, no, it's actually a physical thing where, like, if you look at all the blows, he grabs his wrist to, like, stop the blood from coursing. Like, so, like, it was a physical trait. So he's getting angry, but also Hulk is becoming smarter, getting tired of being used all the time. So that was a part of it as well. He wasn't afraid.
Yeah, and that's part of that transition for sure.
So, like, it's Hulk coming into himself. So there's also that where, like, how much of it is an automatic he gets angry so he gets stronger, or does Hulk eventually get smarter so he adapts so he's not getting as powerful?
Yeah, and I think it's part of that blend between Banner and the Hulk, which we get in Endgame, where he's become Smart Hulk, you know? Which I think is a cool idea.
Bruce. That is the unfortunate side.
Of course, with the strength and, you know, power of the Hulk. Like, he gets to have the brain of the brilliant scientist with the brute strength, so he can do more than he could before.
I love that they did, not Professor Hulk, Smart Hulk, if you go by my subtitles. But not my favorite. Love that they did it.
Yeah,
I think it was a perfect adaptation for the movie.
It's a big swing. I think it's fun, and it gives Mark Ruffalo more to do.
It's what they needed. Another just big berserking Hulk would have been like, yeah, we've seen it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, when he's uncontrollable, like that's only interesting for so long.
It's kind of like Fat Thor. You're like, no, this is fun. Like this is not the best version at all.
I think
but
Fat
this
Thor
is
is okay for a movie, but I think if Fat Thor shows up in Love and Thunder,
I don't think he will.
I'm not gonna be too stoked on it.
Yeah, I don't think they will.
Well, because I think it like wears out the joke, you know? Like he can be like in the first 2 Thor movies, he's this kind of dour Shakespearean talking, like pompous kind of, you know, royal. And then like by the time we reach Ragnarok, he's lived through all these like crazy experiences, adventures. He's become more humbled, but also he just kind of embraces, or like, you know, Taika Waititi embraces the silliness of the character.
This is a family show. You need to watch your language.
Wow.
The Kaka-Titi comments say it for yourself.
But like,
I think you need to get off. I'm gonna say get off
Thor.
You need to get off Thor.
Look,
over there.
we're
Stroke his
talking.
big old hammer.
We're just talking.
No, I don't think
here.
we should though. I think we should go back to
should
this
just be quiet?
movie. I think we should
You don't
definitely
think we should
stop. Talk about that anyway. Let's come back to it.
One thing in this movie that really stood out to me is the inconsistency of the character design in regards to like scale. There are some scenes where Hulk looks like he's like 11 feet tall, and there are some where it looks like he's like 8 feet tall, and it doesn't really
when
work.
When he's in the gurney chair, the science lab, whatever, he's definitely like only like 8 foot, if that.
Well, even like there are times where he's like out like standing near Liv Tyler, and he's towering over her, and then when even later he's a little.
When he's
like,
carrying her, you're like, oh, he's fucking giant.
Right. I think a lot of this. I think a lot of the problems with this movie could be fixed with better CG, but also the whole Abomination thing is stupid. Like I hate that.
I just think that's fucking. I'm trying to think of another villain. As far as motive, fight me, or what's he say to him? He says something dumb. He goes, "Give me something to fight," and you're like, "That's it. That's your whole thing. Is you would just want to fight somebody."
He's just this like jacked up, testosterone driven like alpha male who like wants to.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
He
it's
wants
so
to
bad.
Wants to brawl.
Yeah, no, he wants to like dominate the most. Like it's the mentality of these like big game hunters who go out and they're like, I'm gonna kill a lion, and then they kill this like scraggly like 60-year-old lion who's like couldn't defend it. Like it's that mentality where it's like he wants to like dominate another apex predator, and he sees the Hulk as this ultimate fighting warrior. You know,
that end sequence, like they really like Tim Roth does a good job. Until the Abomination, you're like, oh,
this is really bad,
stupid.
Yeah. Now, if
you
never,
know, what is it about him that is uncomfortable? Like, the CGI is bad.
The character design is so bad.
The face on him doesn't seem like it matches. It's almost like a hovering Teletubby sun. Like, it doesn't seem like it's blending, does it?
Well, but also, it's not Tim Roth's face in any way. Like, that's the whole thing is like, they're like, oh, well, Hulk doesn't look like Ed Norton, so we'll just make this monster that looks like a monster, and that's it. Cool? Cool.
There was like the blur tool on Photoshop done around his head. The whole time I'm like, it's not.
Throw a Gaussian blur on him. Like, what?
Connected.
So bad.
But yeah, his body was awkward. His like it. You know. We talked about again, Dr. Manhattan dick for a long time.
Not long enough.
I mean, neither was he. Ayo.
He chose to be that size and shape.
Just put a dick on the Abomination, man. Like, it was an abomination that he didn't.
I literally called it out. I was like, oh, he doesn't have a... Where does little dick go? And my wife was watching it with me, and she's like, oh, what? It's gone? I was like,
yeah.
He obviously doesn't have a dick because he has no clothing on, and you can see. Like, it's just gone. Or it just stayed the same size.
You don't need it. Why didn't they... Why didn't they just make it a bone? Like, just have it be like his shoulder bone thing.
Have him have like a big like sumo diaper or something. I don't care.
Once again, like, why did his bones, like, why was he kind of doing I don't know. What's Superman? A Doomsday.
It was kind of Doomsday-ish where the bones are sticking out. And,
yeah, but no, I'm saying it's like they grew at one point. Like Doomsday, you're like, oh, okay, just more. Like, whatever.
In order to grow that much, even with this like gamma mutation or whatever, like, he needed to have eaten a lot of food, didn't happen.
If he was brown, he would have looked like an Ent. Like his legs.
I mean, he
looked,
was kind of gray. I
his
guess
ant
I don't
looked
know.
like tree-esque. Like when he walked, I was thinking like, oh, his feet look like their roots. Like he's like the broy douche ant. That's what he is.
Another thing, and like, if you couldn't tell, I really hate this villain. But one thing that I have always hated about it is that he's called the Abomination, which is just like, it's an offhand remark by the scientist who says,
it would be
if it could go wrong,
abomination.
it would be an abomination. And then they're like, that's it, he is the Abomination. And I'm like, no.
That's what
bad.
I realized from the Abomination later is when Hulk falls, he goes, Hulk. And I'm like, at that point I went, oh, no one's ever talked about what his name is. Did the Abomination
Name him?
And then later Hulk was like,
Hulk smash.
Yeah, then later Hulk was like, oh, that's good. Hulk smash.
Well, I think other people, you know what? I think like Ross may have called him a
hulking being or something.
A Hulk to Tim Roth.
But once
earlier,
again, like
I don't know.
Like when
it's so bad.
When the treatment went bad and he hurt Liv Tyler and killed those people.
Yeah.
Like when he was running out the door, not paying attention because he's not really Banner. Did the general yell
Ross,
out?
yeah.
He yelled out, "You're a Hulk now!
Like, get back here, you Hulk!"
Like that's how it happened.
You're
right?
property of the U.S. government. I don't know what the voice I'm doing
Not
is,
his voice,
but it doesn't matter.
But yeah, that's what had to have happened.
Hey,
get back
You're being
here.
a real Hulk. And do they live in a world where Hulk Hogan existed?
That's what it is.
Was it like when he changed initially, did he have this really thin, wispy hair and they thought he looked like Hulk Hogan?
Terry Hogan was the scientist, and then through the mutation, he becomes the Hulk, and then he resorts back and he's Ed Norton. Like that's why Liv Tyler was so passionately about him. And when she saw him again come through the door, she was like, "Was that who I thought it was? Was that new Terry Hulk Hogan?" That's why she couldn't identify.
Where's
with
his
him.
mustache?
She wasn't sure if it was him because it was only the eyes that remained the same. It all makes sense.
Like I still like last week I talked about how regardless of like good movie or bad movie within the MCU,
irregardlessly,
the casting is still really good, and I think it holds true in this as well. Like Tim Roth could have been a great villain, he wasn't. The guy who plays Ross, that's William Hurt. He's great. Like everybody in this is good. Mm-hmm. I love Liv Tyler always. Mm-hmm. Like more Liv Tyler. Give me more.
Yeah.
Which I think, and this is something I think we'll talk about next week as well, is that in some of these early movies they set up these kind of important female characters from like comic lore that they then kind of abandon, because that kind of happens with
Thor.
Jane Foster. They kind of like she comes back a little bit, but just not as much as you would expect with how involved he is in the Avengers stuff.
Well, she's coming back later, but yes, I see your point.
Liv Tyler never comes back. Like she's just gone.
No, because this is the bastard movie.
Well, but then they set up the love interest between Banner and Romanoff, and it's like.
And then they abandoned that.
But come on, right? Which was I thought it was good too. You know?
Yeah, I don't know what the reasoning.
I don't
is
know.
Behind that.
There have been some slight missteps in this whole series, but
I mean, considering
overall,
how successful it's been, not just financially, but ratings wise, like they don't need to be perfect. But yeah, you're right. And this one really puts light on the fact that this got rid of some ideas, like the ending with Tony. You're like, that doesn't make a fucking lick of sense. Yeah, like Tony was not assembling the crew.
It was weird.
I feel like it's at the end of Iron Man 2 that they even bring it up.
No, they bring it up. They bring it up at the end of Iron Man 1. That's the first post-credit scene where Nick Fury is at his house and he says we're getting a team together and blah blah blah. And then
but he's not part of it. Like that's the end of Iron Man 2.
So what's funny is this movie makes it seem like he said yes to Fury and is now helping to recruit.
Correct.
But at the end of Iron Man 2, which I also watched, as I said, he does this breakdown at the end of the movie where he shows him the file and says not acceptable.
That's
so
what I'm
like of
talking
course
about.
he's not a part so I think Iron Man 2 is more them walking this back and saying no, not really.
I think the only way to justify it is that somehow Iron Man already knew that he wasn't accepted, so he was
Palpatine came back.
He was forming his own crew trying to get the Hulk. That's what I really think was happening.
Yeah.
That's the only way to justify it, is that Tony was just being sly.
No, he was trying to get Ross to join and wear an Iron Man suit shaped like the Hulk.
What happened was Zobadabagwabwa died, and he needed a new
dude.
villain. And he goes, "Hey, you're old." He's like, "You can fit in that old big suit."
I'll make some upgrades of your own for you.
Tony. I really want to make sure every episode we do the fucking Obadawa voice.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I've made some upgrades of my own. Slowly ascending into space. That's such a bad scene.
But he's such but Ross is such an asshole. Like the whole thing of like, your government property and blah. It's like, God, shut up, man.
Hey, so we need to go to that. Like, is that the? I didn't bother to do the research. Is that the same vial they use for Captain America? Like, is that the same serum?
No. So the whole thing with Captain America, and we'll get there not next week, but the week after, because that's when we do the first Avenger.
Yep.
But what they say is that many scientists have tried in the ensuing decades to replicate the formula, but they never could.
I knew it was similar, but when Ross is going through the old equipment, I didn't know if that was like an Easter egg from what was to come kind of thing.
A little bit.
And I guess next week we'll pay attention to I would call it the cylinders.
Yeah.
Whatever, see if they're
the
similar.
vials.
Yeah.
So I think that two characters in the MCU get the super soldier serum, the Steve Rogers, and that's Steve Rogers, and then Red Skull. He gets the serum as well.
The same one?
I believe so. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
we'll see when we watch
we'll
it.
find out, yeah.
But
because Bucky's was different.
Bucky's was different, yes. And so over the years, there are all these examples of people trying to do the super soldier serum, and that results in Bucky. That results in Hulk.
Panther is a different thing, but it's similar to it. It's that leaf.
Yeah, the
leaf
heart
flower
shaped,
stew.
the heart shaped herb or whatever.
Yeah, but that's different.
That is different, yes. But that's where like so much of the MCU and these characters come from trying to replicate Captain America.
So much,
and trying to do the super soldier.
Zach is so much.
And that's where when Ross tries to like upgrade Tim Roth, he's like, here, try these things. And those were like...
So Roth.
I think those were different attempts to replicate the super soldier serum, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he gets a couple of those that like obviously didn't work or had like crazy effects. And then he gets fucking Banner blood and goes fucking crazy.
I wonder why in the later movies, or
Abomination.
at least at the end fight with Thanos, like in Endgame, we didn't get Captain Abomination.
I don't even know who you are.
The bad version of fucking Captain
America.
It would have just been the Captain America mask on the Abomination
shitty head
with no penis.
Yeah.
Wasn't he bummed?
That he had no penis? Yeah. Sure didn't care. He only wanted to fight. He didn't want to fuck.
What do you do after the fight?
That's the problem with these sexless MCU movies, because like these warriors, they're like virile and aggressive and strong, and only half of the equation is I want to fight and dominate. The other is I want to get my dick wet. That's it. And they don't in this.
Smiled so much. That Abomination smiled a lot.
Yeah, you don't see Hulk smiling.
No, I didn't like it. Like, could you imagine him in the end game when they're all running towards each other, and he would just be smiling, and you're like, oh,
yeah.
God.
But when you see Hulk's teeth, they are like incredibly white.
Yeah,
they're so like shiny and bright.
Brushes like
Hulk floss. I like it. I have done exactly one of my notes so far.
Oh, nice.
Like, I'm just off the cuff today.
I don't know where to start on mine. Tim Roth was not 39. I just want to start there. I know it's a little bit random.
Maybe in Reservoir Dogs.
I need to go into this and say, like, I get the joke is that, he guesses he's 45. He goes, I'm 39. Oh, yeah, this really wears on you. Nope. You should have said, what are you, 60? And he would have said 45. Like, that's how that should have went.
Huh.
And that would have made way more sense than what happened. No, you're not 39, Tim Roth. No, we're not going to compliment you like that. Nope.
Yeah, but I think that's like a age-old Hollywood tradition of saying that, like, 28-year-olds or 16. Like it's rough.
Stop.
It's rough.
You do not look 45.
So I do like I do like that they don't make this like a full-on origin story. Like the opening has like the like
It's a little strange, but you're fine with it.
I don't need that opening.
I like that it's expedited.
I don't need that. That can be gone. Like you can cut that whole opening and just jump right in, and I'm okay with it. But I do like, and later movies will do similar things where like Spider-Man Homecoming obviously is not an origin story, but part of that comes from it not even being the first MCU movie that Spider-Man is in.
Yep.
You know?
I like that Iron Man was such an origin story, and then this one was like, no, let's be different.
Hey, there's a guy. Like, cool. There you go.
So I accept it.
Because
then we go back into origin story.
Yeah, and I think part of this is, or I think this is a good place to jump into tropes.
Yep.
Because science gone wrong. Of course.
Yes, it is.
Yep. Oh, I don't have any. These are not. God damn it! I screwed up. Okay. You got them numbered, so you go through them because I don't have my numbers aren't on here. For
second one is a no because we never find out. It's dead parents.
No dead parents. Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, so we don't know. So
maybe they are and maybe they aren't, but it's
it's not commented on.
It does. Yeah, it doesn't affect the plot in any way.
Number 3, Journey to Self-Discovery.
I think yes.
I say no.
I think yes, and part of that is him trying to control this thing inside him, and the ending where he learns to kind of accept it and control it is like, I think that's that point.
Okay, I didn't really see it like that. I'm going to change mine to yes.
I wasn't sure until the ending, and then I was like, yeah, I think it is.
Gotcha. Charismatic hero? No, I don't think he's a charismatic hero.
No, because he's kind of nebbish.
And he's a hero, but he's not charismatic. He does it because he has to.
Yeah, but he does seem like a genuinely like good person.
He's a good person. I really
but not charismatic.
I love how he's very likable, especially from the beginning, where he's just this helper, this underpaid helper,
and he doesn't want to hurt people. Like he's like they're trying to fight him, and he's like, guys, seriously, stop.
Yeah, you would not like him when he's hungry.
Yeah. Which I love that joke when I saw the movie the first time.
Did we see this together?
I don't think so.
I feel like we laughed at that together at some point. So.
I don't remember. It's possible. But I liked it at first, and on the rewatch, it kind of...
Did you see this in theaters?
I don't remember.
I did. I'm almost positive we saw it together.
I saw the 2004 Hulk
I did not.
in theater.
So that wasn't me laughing in the theater with you.
No.
I didn't see that at all.
I wasn't laughing in the theater. It's not good. But where was I going with that?
Who knows?
Somewhere is where I was going.
Well, that's cool.
We talked about a thing.
We get there one day. Yeah, we did. We talked about a lot of things, man. We talked about Tim Roth having a big old haul.
No, we didn't.
No,
Opposite.
he did, and then it goes away. And that's why he's like, well, fight me for your dick. Like, that's what he's at.
I don't like
That's
this.
what he's after.
I don't like this. Oh, what I was saying is when I first saw it, I liked that joke. But on the rewatch, it kind of was
Bring
just
me a real fight with a big dick.
Well, we don't know if Hulk has a big dick because he always has pants.
We got to talk about that.
Do we?
No, the pants.
But the thing of it is, like, I think that joke is obviously a reference to like the 70s TV show, the Lou Ferrigno Hulk, where he says, you know, you wouldn't like me when I get angry. Like
they played the song too when he's stranded in Peru. Or
they did 3 or 4 very heavy-handed references to the old Hulk, which I thought like, I don't need this. I don't want it.
No,
I didn't like it.
I didn't mind it because you're like, fine. No, that's like, I get it. I get what you're up to, and you're trying to pay homage.
But I think what it does is it makes the movie not hold up as well because less and less and less people have those reference points. So watching the 2008 movie today in 2022, people see it and they're like, I don't know. What is this for?
Fucking Iron Man having the Black Sabbath song. You're like, whatever.
I mean, it's called Iron Man, like,
I know,
but that's only in the trailer.
That was on the nose too.
It's only in the trailer.
It's
not in the movie.
It's not in the end.
It might be at the end, but it's not in the actual movie. It might be in the credits.
I think it is at the end, but whatever.
Yeah.
There's a couple parts where I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean stuff like that. Like it really felt like when comic book movies were kind of this fringe thing, and I mean it comes out the same year as Dark Knight, which is, you know, an incredible movie as far as you and I are concerned. But
I think you did fantastic.
But when comic books are still such a like fringe thing, and a comic book movie isn't taken as seriously, like, yeah, you kind of do make those self-referential choices where it's like throwback to the old thing, you know, like, and making little jokes like that. But it's, at the end of the day, it's a sign, I think, of unsure filmmaking and not being like fully confident in what you're doing.
I think someone was just smoking weed when they were writing it. Oh yeah, I know it'd be good.
Oh, dude.
Oh, put in that song that's at the end when he's walking.
That's the editor. The editor's like, oh, he's walking in the rain. Oh, shit. I know what to do.
Yeah, they really hung on the Lou Ferrigno part a little longer. You're like, listen, we know it's him. We know that's the Hulk.
Yeah, that was another.
He doesn't need to stare at the pizza so long.
That was another little reference.
You already got
know?
it. Like, yeah.
Which Lou Ferrigno is actually, like, he's a good actor. Like, he was always funny as himself on King of Queens.
Yeah, he did a great job in the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk.
I don't know. I thought he looked goofy.
Oh.
His hair was weird.
It was. What? It made it look smaller. Like, I don't know why they put that big old wig on him.
Yeah,
like,
it was weird.
Speaking of Peru, or wherever the hell he got when he jumped high and then left.
Guatemala, I
yeah.
think, is where he ended up.
If I know that Bruce Banner's a genius.
Yeah.
And that explains how all of a sudden he's back in America. I would then be there forever. Like, there's no way I would figure out. If I didn't have any clothes and any money and no shoes, I would just have to live there forever.
Yeah.
Like, even if I became the Hulk, I would just jump around, like, arr, and then still be
Well,
there.
because you wouldn't have any direction. You wouldn't be like,
Oh.
okay, I want to jump north, but it would just be like, I want to smash
That's
and
what I'm
jump.
saying. Otherwise, I would just be poor. And so does Hulk eat? Like,
No.
because Ed Norton's like poor. He's like begging for shit. You're like, why don't you just like jump up and get some bananas or some
Why
shit?
don't you just get yourself real mad, become the Hulk? Because he thinks he's going to go berserk and kill people, and that would
so
like
he's a
weigh
good
on his
guy,
conscience.
and that's why he didn't have the potassium he needed to get shoes.
Yeah, that's why he was like all shaky,
Oh.
because he needed the potassium. Magnesium helps with that as well. I think a little better.
I think that if we all just took a couple more supplements a day, we would feel better. This comes
Just soaked
from
in some
our
sun.
new sponsor, Magnesium Tablets.
And our other new sponsor, that weird cult that you lived at in 2006.
It's out of business. I checked in on it. Tree of Life's gone. I checked in on and see if he's in jail yet. And
Is he?
Yeah, I couldn't find him. I think he's doing something online now.
Is he related to Vikings quarterback Kirk Cousins? Because that would be amazing.
I don't know. Did I ever tell you about the time on their website they called me the devil when I left the hippie commune? They said there was a devil factor here at the Rejuvenation Center and it's been relieved. And I'm like, is that the other way of saying I got fired? I'm like, because I left. So it's one of those I quit but I got fired things. Like, where technically I'm fired.
I'd take it.
But they called me a devil factor, so I'm like, that's fucked up. So known author was not pleased with me.
Yeah, well, fuck him. Maybe he's
inject-
got like a...
He injected some customer or some client with
disciple?
with beef testosterone with like a bison gland something, and then they died. So he got his license revoked. Then he has the nerve to call me the devil.
Look, man, just because you can't handle cow HGH, fuck. What if he like grew horns first? What if like
No, he
what
died
if you
immediately.
worked?
They were gonna call. They called an ambulance, and then they had to air vac him out. Like, yeah,
I feel
it was
like
the thing.
I feel like
It was
you
made-
were
it
working
made
with a
the
guy
news.
who was trying to become like a Marvel supervillain, and like he was trying to create this like race.
He'd always
of
wear a
bullmen.
beret. He had a long ponytail, but he had a
Oh,
beret and then fucking hippie clothes. And I'm like, this is bullshit.
What do you mean you did not like my beret? Come over here, I will inject you with cow testosterone.
It was not French, I don't think.
He was when he wore the beret.
I wish I gotta look up and see what he injected them with. I'll get back to you guys on that. But I swear to God, this is a true story.
Fucking weird life you've lived.
And then they fucking put it on their website. I was like, fuck you guys. So I stole a bunch of their minerals. I got them back, and then drank a bunch of oils I wasn't supposed to ingest.
Yeah, that was probably not good for you.
That I ordered through the company. Maybe I hallucinated the whole thing. We'll find out next week. So
Don't miss it.
So I'd be stuck in Brazil, Peru,
Guatemala.
Thank you. Sorry, I have trouble
Until someone
remembering.
made you a little bit mad, and then all of a sudden you're like, I'm in fucking Argentina. What happened?
It's like a time machine. Like it's an anger time machine.
Yeah, it's like Primer, except instead of getting in a weird
Wait.
box.
Primer.
Yeah, you ever watch Primer?
I'm thinking Primus.
Oh God! And there's I was on a shoot once. You were there. I was on this shoot once for like a short film that our friend made, and I offhandedly mentioned that Primus is the most annoying music ever, and 4 people were like fucking offended.
Oh.
Like I had just said, like, Shakespeare was trash or something. I don't know. It was wild.
Oh my gosh.
Look, when we post this episode, I'm going to post a poll if people think that Primus is fucking annoying or just annoying.
I don't like Primus, but I definitely like Lars. I fucking think he's entertaining.
A big brown beaver and a bear. Fuck. God, it's so annoying.
So back to this movie. I'm coming up with an idea. Like, how would you like to see every movie, like redo every single Marvel movie, but recast them every movie? Like someone plays the character differently.
Yeah, like one of them's Les Claypool.
I said Lars, not Les, by the way. I called him Lars.
Look,
That's my homie Lars.
Just want to know. Say, baby, do you want to lay down with me?
So Avengers 1, 2, and 3, and then all the Captain Americas, fucking same exact plot, same shot by shot, just different actors playing them. And it's never the same one.
So you mean like the Gus Van Sant remake of Psycho with Vince Vaughn? That's like shot for shot remake of Psycho.
Well, it wouldn't be Psycho though.
Well, no,
No,
but it would be Vince Vaughn.
No,
But
not with my boy.
But it would be Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, Vince Vaughn is every character shot for shot remake. Yeah, let's change it on the fly.
I mean, I'd watch the shit out of that.
Okay.
And Jon Favreau has to direct them all.
Shot for shot remake of Psycho, and then every single Avenger just kind of it changes roles being a character.
I like it.
Oh, yeah, well, we got it. Hulk in the shower, like screaming.
Oh, that's it for us. I thought that was Vision. I thought he was.
Yeah.
That he was in the shower.
Well, we went over my note about does Hulk eat, and then it says bananas. So. That's all I had.
I do like the like days without incident counter. I think
That
that's
was fun.
That's a fun little graphic they do.
I like that they did. If you acquire 200 Hulk points, you become the Hulk. It's like a video game thing on his watch. That was cool.
Oh, okay, sure.
Like
you called those Hulk points,
Oh yeah,
not a heart rate. Okay, yeah. Yeah.
That's what the doctors call it. They're like, oh, your Hulk rate is up. You're gonna become the Hulk if you hit 200 points or higher.
As I was watching Ed Norton run through the streets of Brazil, I thought it's fun to imagine Mark Ruffalo doing this.
Yeah,
because I'm like, no,
not as much.
No, he doesn't do this.
Yeah, I agree.
And I also told...
Also, Edward Norton seemed weird running. Like, watching all the army running after him and watching Edward Norton run, I'm like, doesn't seem right.
He seems like a dork, which is, like,
great.
Yeah. But I told my wife that they explain the recast by saying that Bruce Banner changing into Hulk too many times... When he would come back to Banner, he started looking kind of different.
That's
more
what
like Hulk.
Yeah, that's what happened to Terry Hogan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly. No, I got it.
Okay, jeez.
Oh, speaking of your wife, I had a question for
She's looking sharp with those new rims.
Speaking of looking sharp and your wife. All right, so here's a hypothetical for you. Your wife, you have to get a snake tattoo, a big old one, on your neck, or your wife has to. Now, the benefits is that it's not on your neck, But the downside is you have to look at it more. What do you do? What do you do?
Well, who's giving me the tattoo? Is it like someone good or is
wife.
it you?
Your
Well,
wife.
she can't. It wouldn't even. It would just look like a mess of smudges. Like it wouldn't look like anything.
Your wife tattoos a snake on your neck, or you tattoo a snake on your wife's neck against her will.
That sounds like a fun night.
Your eyes open so wide.
What the fuck kind of question is that?
Fuck it. A professional tattoo artist.
Have a stick figure tattoo snake on your neck from your wife who's like doesn't want to do it the entire time that I'm making her give me a tattoo, or force her to get a tattoo. A woman who has no tattoos and doesn't want any. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's, hang on, one of my notes. I need to address one of my notes. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm imagining the stick tattoo so well, and how many times it would stop and start because she was checking on you to make sure you really wanted her to continue. All right, so professional tattoo artist for both of you. Go. What's the answer?
Do I get to pick out the snake? Do I get to like pick out the design?
No, I do.
Oh fuck.
No, fine. You can pick it out, I guess.
Okay,
what does that matter?
I want the snake from Snake, the character on The Simpsons. The snake that he has.
Okay. So I'll
get it.
You're
Sure.
gonna get it. You don't want her
Or
to
I'll get like a Cobra Kai. Like I'll get something cool.
No, I think you had it right. I think you get the snake from Simpsons.
Yeah. But like it looks like a Simpsons animation. Yeah.
Yeah. I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
Yeah, that's what I do. For
Okay.
sure.
Good. I'm writing that down. Got it. Noted.
Uh-huh.
I like that when you become terminally sick, I will pay for all your medical expenses, but when you're under the knife, I pay someone to tattoo your neck. It's worth it. It's worth it.
No.
I'll revive you. I want you to see the tattoo.
No, I think what you
I
do
want you to survive the cancer.
I think what you do is after I've survived, then I'll just get the tattoo because I don't care. But I don't want anyone who is willing to go in and do that tattoo. I don't trust them.
That's what you risk.
Oh boy, that's what you risk for me.
That's what the new American insurance plan is. It's Chris is gonna pay for it, but it's gonna be shady. It's gonna be some shady shit that happens when you're sleeping.
It's not how it would have been in Bob Dole's America. I'll tell you that much right now.
Okay, all right. What do we?
He always had a pen in his hand.
They weird 92 reference.
96.
Okay. Go on.
Let's do some more. Let's do some more tropes.
Do
you wish we had a fun name for tropes like breakpoints?
Did we not make any?
No, we just don't. We didn't have a fun one. We didn't have a fun name for it.
Marvel motives. I don't know. It gives a shit. We'll come back to that.
Yeah, I guess.
Wait, are you
I don't have the numbers. I need you to read them. I told you.
Shit. Oh, I gotta do stuff. Impactful death.
Nope. No one dies in this
Just
movie.
an accident. Well, there's
Abomination doesn't even fucking die.
What do they do with him?
I don't know. But here's my thing.
He
Like,
slumps him over.
like he's about to kill him. He's about to kill him, and Betty's like, "No, don't." For some reason,
don't you think?
I don't know.
He would just got back up.
Yes, of course. And like, if the Hulk could barely subdue him, how are humans going to? I guess we'll chain him up. And where the fuck did they put him? I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. What happens to this thing?
Yep.
Do they shoot him into the sun?
That's an abomination.
Oh.
I don't know.
But like, so afterwards they're like, don't kill him. He's like, okay. And then he steps on his chest and you're like, you think he's going to do like a bigger knock him out thing, and he doesn't.
No.
And then he kind of just kicks him over and he's like, take him away, boys. Like, that's it.
Back him away, toy.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. So the whole time I'm like, what happens? He like jumps away and they follow him and you're like, hey, there's a mess. That thing's going to wake up. What are you doing?
Yep. Well, and what's
you think
worse
they just
is
dumped him in the ocean and he drowns.
No. What's worse is that Ross is going to keep him and do experiments on him to try to figure out what went wrong and how to make him another super soldier. Like, that's the whole cycle.
Why'd he lose his penis? Like, cut him up.
Biggest problem. He lost his penis. Betty, get in here. Look at this guy's dick. It's gone.
Why did he explode out of his clothes and yet Banner, his pants expand? And it's just his pants. So everything else rips off. His pants
cool.
are like... He
wears sweatpants.
Just make him naked.
He wears sweatpants. Another like reference is like the purple pants that he's like, oh, I don't know about these. Like it's like, all right, come on.
Yeah.
It was all too self-referential. It was all too meta for what it is. And I mean, I guess that's more in hindsight, because at the time I was like, oh, this is fun. They're making jokes about it. But like, you know, within the context of the greater like MCU, it's just not, that's not what they really do.
I finished 2 bottles of ketchup and had hindsight.
God. Fuck.
Hindsight.
Oh, I got it.
Ah.
You're enemies now.
Reveals identity. Oh, I'm the evil version of you.
Yeah, you're Mr. Glass.
Reveals ID.
Yes, he does.
To whom?
Mr. Blue.
Oh. Yeah, I guess that's right. I didn't really pay attention on the trips in this movie.
It's tough.
It's tough watching movies
Tough,
sometimes.
answering 9 questions while you're watching a movie.
Listen, I'm not good at taking tests. Right now, I got a good 75%.
Look, did you only watch the first 3 episodes of this movie? It's a joke.
I don't even know what you're talking about, because I remember the end of that episode. I had watched the whole thing. I don't even get the reference.
Episode?
Bovine adrenaline gland. Probably what it was.
Testosterone.
Intrusive new hero.
Introduce. New hero / character. I said yes because General Ross is a character throughout the MCU. He's like, he comes back.
But he was there from the beginning. I think like midway through. Like, I mean, I see what you're getting at. I still say no, because I think of course, every single movie is going to introduce someone new. I mean,
he wasn't there from frame 1, so I don't know what you mean by
I think
from
he
the
was.
beginning.
He was there in the opening thing. When he was like, blast, that Hulk has left. When he was like, Hulk, you hulking beast.
Curse you, Hulk!
I kind of see that as more of just someone who kind of is peppered in for later. So I'm going to say no. I see why you did, though.
I almost did it the reverse. I guess based on like your take is like, I almost did it the reverse way, where he's more of a main character in this and is more of a side character throughout like other movies.
Well, the thing about having 2 brains is that we can come to different conclusions. And this isn't like math where there's got to be the one right answer.
No, there's only one.
This is like, what do I want to say?
It's like math where there's only one right answer.
This is like math when you have multiple different ways to an avenue.
Yeah.
You know?
All right, what do we have next?
Bizarro villain.
That's
Bizarro
next. I thought that was
hero.
the last one. All right.
Yeah, there's only 9.
We didn't do will they, won't they?
We didn't do. That's 5. We didn't do it yet.
We didn't do it.
Well, we did that at the end.
No, we don't.
No, this is Bizarro Trips.
That's the. Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
We're enemies.
There you go. The villain is the bad version of the.
Yeah, of course.
The hero. Yeah.
And so here's the thing that I noticed in this, and I think it happens a lot. It's not only that the villain is the bad version of the hero, but that they weaken the hero to show that, like, well, normally he would have handled this.
The Abomination did do that. You know what I'm talking about?
That's what I'm saying.
The Obama Nation. Trump.
What?
Go on.
No, but like, if you look at like Iron Man, he's got like the weakened battery. He's got the old core. He's not like up to 100%, and that's why, you know, Tony. That's why he like has trouble. But
that's why you gotta make some upgrades.
In this
of
one,
your own.
It's well, Abomination did.
Yeah, he had more bones and less boner.
Maybe that's where his dick went.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Into his bones.
Throughout his elbows.
Maybe his dick was made of calcium.
That's why he stabbed Hulk with it. He was so excited about beating him. He penetrated
him. Yeah, that's hot.
Yeah. That's why Hulk was crying.
But like Hulk
why
was
was Hulk crying? He was. His eyes were watering. You're like, what's happening to Hulk?
Someone threw some pepper in his eyes.
He's allergic to pepper.
Pepper Potts.
God, fucking Happy Hudson. What was his name?
Hogan.
All right. And then back to 5, because Zach forgot it. Will they, won't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this gets a 5 out of 10 for me. 5 yeses.
Well, it's out of 9.
Oh. Numbers are hard.
Numbers are indeed
I was
hard.
even thinking it's not 5 out of 10, and I still said it.
Nope.
I was literally, you saw me circling 5 out of 9 and said 5 out of 10.
Yep.
Well, Tests are hard. I know that. Paying attention.
So we got a 61%.
Yeah. I
had 6 out
I kind of thought
9.
this was going to rank higher.
I mean, really, like, looking at it, there's no impactful death. We don't know if his parents are dead or not.
Well,
it doesn't have any
you don't
effect.
gotta fucking relist them.
And
like, we got it.
And he's not a
Went
charismatic.
over it.
He's not a charismatic
Stop
hero.
fucking saying like listing off the nose. What's the other no?
Like there aren't any. Those are the only 3 no's.
New hero.
No, that's
Hero.
no.
Man, we gotta stop. I'm done. I can't read.
Intro.
New
Ducting. Wait, what?
New hero. Yeah. What was scientist? Sun-kissed.
Sun-kissed.
Sun-kissed Ed Norton.
Sun-kissed orange soda enthusiast. Tyler Durden is maybe Mark Ruffalo is the Tyler Durden.
I didn't even get to the point about Jekyll and Hyde.
You still can.
Was this based off it? I mean, I assume it was.
Get to it. Get there. Get to the point.
Was it?
Get to it. I don't know.
What is it?
Is it?
What is it? No, we don't need to answer that.
How you feel? Oh, wait, no.
I wish I knew more Primus. All I know of Primus is.
Say, baby, do you want to lay down with me? Say, baby, do you want to lay down by my side? Say, baby, do you want to lay down with me? Say, baby. So annoying. I hate it.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. All right, what are we
That's
doing
it.
next week?
You already said it. The Winter Soldier. Nope. That's not right.
Nope. Thor is what we're doing next
Oh,
week.
we're doing. Oh, I don't know.
I believe.
I didn't get the list.
All right, let me look.
I think it's Captain America.
Asshole making me look at shit.
I think it's Captain America.
Fucking hate you.
It's Captain America.
Fucker making me look at
It's Captain America.
God damn. Captain America.
It's the first Captain America. It's the
It
first
is
Avenger.
Thor.
Oh, shit!
Yep.
Said it a lot to be wrong.
Yep. It's Thor, and they came out the same year, but Thor was first. Thor was May 6th, and First Avenger was July 22nd. So,
Nice.
So we'll do Thor, and then the following week we will do the First Avenger, and then we will not do the Avengers.
Yeah.
But it's funny because like Phase 2 is like almost all sequels. It's sequels, Guardians of the Galaxy, and it ends with Ant-Man, which I love. It's a super fun movie.
I haven't seen it in a while, but
it's
Thor next week, folks.
Thor. We're gonna lift Kenneth Branagh's hammer. Kenneth Branagh directed Thor.
I don't know who that is.
You ever seen Wild Wild West?
Once.
He's the guy in the wheelchair who keeps making dick jokes or whatever.
Yeah.
That's a truly terrible movie. All right, so we're gonna do Thor next week, and that'll be fun. I think that one's gonna come up pretty low on our tropes because that one, it's from what I can remember, and I kind of like doing this like a little bit of a prediction based on like having seen it a couple years ago. Yeah. But from what I remember, this one diverges pretty heavily. Like it's not a super like introduction story, like origin story. It's not like, I don't know. It kind of, from what I remember, it's kind of just like atmosphere. It's like, oh, there's this world that exists.
I agree.
We'll see.
I don't think it's going to be incredible.
Fuck.
You want to lead us out?
Yeah, I do. Well, thanks for listening this week. Hey. Thanks for listening this week. And tell your friends about us. Be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And if you like what we do, you can rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. You can find us online at KeystoneCopycats.com. We're at Keystone Copycats on Instagram and Facebook, and at Keystone Copycat on Twitter. If you got something to say to us about Marvel movies or whatever that poll I said. Oh, if you think Primus is annoying, you can drop us an email at KeystoneCopycats@gmail.com or leave us a voicemail of your best Primus impersonation at 513-239-7682. That's going to be really annoying if you do that. Don't forget to check out Sinclarity Dinosaur's Tale every Friday. And until next time, I'm going to be the incredible Zach. He will be...
Bye.